Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World. Just a very quick video actually about this KARMAVERSE. So KARMAVERSE Zombie, I've just done a video about it. I'm not going to go into any detail on that, but this is what this project is. And what's interesting, again, this is not anything we haven't seen before, but scholarship programs clearly massively important in the rise of games like Axie Infinity. A scholarship program basically just means someone might own NFT assets in a game, maybe they're valuable, but that requires a certain amount of crypto experience in order to sort of acquire those assets or maybe sort of breed those assets out. But then they need to be used in the game, and potentially people have a lot more assets than they can personally use, and maybe they don't have a lot of time to do it. So you have this idea of scholarships where you're lending out your in-game assets to other people who are playing the game, but you don't want those people to have access to the assets outside of the game in the sense that they can go and sell them off and then you lose your assets. So the idea of scholars, that was massively big for Axie Infinity. That was the rise of Axie Infinity, was really that it had this scholarship program where people could borrow your assets using a QR code. So KARMAVERSE Zombie has this inbuilt to it. I think a lot of games do have this thing now. So you can see here that you can have from my account here, I would be sort of the owner account, I would be the master account, but I can add some scholars. So I could add 10 scholars here, and that was just going to create a scholar account. That's going to be a username and a password that will only give them access to the game. But once they're in the game, they can they can use the depositive assets in the game and play with the privileges, but they can't sort of sell them. And the master account, if I log in, I basically kick them out of the game they're playing, and only one account can log in at a time. So obviously I can't have multiple people sort of using my brilliant assets. So sort of interesting. I don't know how complicated it is behind the scenes. Probably not that complicated because this game has a very sort of well-defined. This is what happens in the game, and this is the in-game wallet, which is a custodial wallet. So I don't have access to no one has access to the private keys. And then you have like a sort of you use MetaMask, where obviously that you have access to those private keys, and you can move things sort of between them, but in a controlled manner. So that's sort of a clear way of stopping, say, scholars getting access to your NFTs and sort of selling them off, or moving them to their own account. So it's sort of interesting. I don't think this means that KARMAVERSE Zombies is going to be the next Axie Infinity, because lots of games have this now. But clearly, this is sort of something a feature that any game with a sort of play to earn mechanic needs to be thinking about. Interesting that they've maxed this out at 10. Axie Infinity was sort of like a more open sort of approach, but interesting nevertheless. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel. See you again soon.